How's everyone doing today? My name is Chris7 and today we're doing some matches with Ultraviolet, who is actually a fellow subscriber, and I actually called him out a little bit to see if he wanted to do some friendlies or practice for a little bit, because he did want to know a little bit more about certain matchups with his main Suicune. So right now I'm just actually trying to get out of the rust with Lucario, because I've been playing Suicune for way too long. So this is going to be fun, just trying to de-rust my Lucario for a little bit. But at least this will give him some good practice against this matchup, because to my perspective in this case, Suicune does have a big disadvantage against Lucario's. But it seems that he ends up using most of his tools to his advantage to catch me off guard some of the times, which is good. Good zoning. Actually, I think I'm seeing what he's doing. He's trying to catch me to see if I was going to jump in the air to catch me off guard. Those are some good reads, because to be honest, you have to make sure he's... Uh-oh. My computer's about to die. Hang on. There we go. That's one thing I'm going to have to get used to my new computer. One big disadvantage having a Nitro Acer is that the battery life is not really the best thing in the world, so I gotta keep a good eye on it. It's not on the MacBook, so it's gonna take me a while to get used to it. Okay, back to what I was saying. Overall, so far, Suicune is doing really well against my Lucario, even though I might be a little bit out of practice. Oh, jeez, I just let myself blocked. I don't know how that didn't hit me. The 2x. One thing I can actually see a little bit, I know I'm not going to be criticizing a little bit, but this is actually good criticism. One thing I should see is that you should not be trying to rely too much on counter canceling to get it more distance away from me. Try to get in my face more oftenly, like the 5x cancel. Like if you ever saw in the tutorial, try using the 5x more often instead of trying using counter cancel. Because it's a good move, but it is repetitive if you use countering too much. Because I can just literally read your movements real easy if you counter a lot. Don't get me wrong, Suicune's counter has to be the best move in the game, but it's way too safe. And also, one good tip, try using 6x, that waterfall I was talking about earlier. It's a good move also for the Aurora Beam combo substitute, because it's actually so quick that I'm not going to be able to counter cancel again. Because as you saw earlier, I was able to counter cancel twice to go through your Aurora Beam, and goes straight into you. Without that said and done, on to the next game. Overall, he's starting to learn the matchup pretty well. Just a couple of hiccups, but I'm sure with some good practice he'll be able to get used to the matchup. As low as I am of not jumping around like a jelly bean, I'm telling you, my worst habit is that I'm jumping around way too much. Good that he wasn't afraid of taking a grab. That's one of the things you should do in the higher ranks. Don't be afraid to ever take a grab, because the grabs are a weak attack. Just only when you get to like low amounts of health, then you'd start concerning for a grab. But since Suicune has a very, if I had to guess, decent amount of durability for a standard fighter, so just don't worry as much with being grabbed. I'm seeing here he's doing good jobs with using the normal counter, actually increasing the distance in a way. And now it's just me taking a weird button press for the extreme speed. Good read on the grab. Oh no! The last thing I saw was the Frogadier throwing its water shurikens at my tail. That'd be the good thing about using a Frogadier Suicune setup. Okay. Another piece of good advice, don't try to use the normal counter. Try to use the quicker version of Suicune's counterattacks, it's much more useful. So you don't get caught in situations. Suicune's normal counter can be very dangerous in a matter. Okay. I saw you got a little bit of panicky there. I guess one thing is everyone's weakness in lower ranks is that they do end up getting a little bit antsy for a health difference. But one thing I always give for advice is just don't try to panic if you have low amounts of health. Try to end up regrouping a little bit and try to figure out how to approach you again. Kind of like boxing in a way. You just have to make sure you have to be able to figure out ways to retreat and regroup. Whoa, a little bit of spike there. Man, I gotta keep learning not to jump in front of those. Need to put a subtle sign on that. It's a nice use with that move. So to be honest, I was gonna 2x you, but I missed. Nice read. Good. I'm at the first here because I don't have much any options. Ow, right from the sky. No! You failed me, Poplio. That was good. I was trying to use Poplio's second jump to catch you off from the air, but you knew what was going on at least. You foiled my plans at least. Next. Again. Okay, I need to put a sign on my head just saying, "Up, waterfall, don't jump it." Good. Always go for the other variation of the counter attack. That's one thing you should ever do. It's quicker and more efficient. You don't know how long those frames in my force palm it can withstand. Oh, that was a good trade. Ouch. Okay, that was just me trying to think I can actually evade the counterattack.
Round 2.
Ouch. Good increasing distance. Zoning me out. Good call. I'm almost trying to be a little bit addictive and seeing if I jumped or not. Okay, now I don't want to end up like seeing this matchup, so I just want to end up doing is trying to burst in his face. Ah, Blizzard. Up you go, and into the wall. Actually, there was one good thing he did do, or a good thing, is that he kept his burst. He didn't try to burst to compensate, because he can lose that round, because he already had won the previous round, so now I'm kind of in a bad spot here. I don't have any support, and I only have half his energy bar, well, he has working like kind of having all of his resources at hand. Oh, right through my frames again. Ah, jeez, I have terrible timing with countering that. There, that's what I was trying to do. That's one of the lessons you need to learn, is that one thing you should never rely on too much is Suicune's normal counter. Try to use the quicker version of the counter if I get too close, because that's quicker and more efficient. The normal counter could be punished really easy. I can actually simply make another video to know how... Uh-oh. Ow, that was close. But yeah, that would've been pretty cool though. I'm sorry, even though most people like to go for combos, I kinda like go for style points here. He's thinking outside the box with how to actually approach people in their burst form. I actually really like that. That's one thing you'll always be playing this game. Always think outside the box. On to the next one. Let's see. I'll just stick with Poplia for now on. I should start trying to get used to using Litten, because to be honest, it is really helpful for me against opponents that are going to zone me out. Ah, water bubble. That was pretty cool. The water bubble and the mirror coach still was able to react to that in time. Good zoning. Keeping me from approaching you without getting hit by that waterfall. You're starting to get really comfortable in my playstyle, so I have to start adapting a little bit to be able to make myself a little unpredictable. There we go. At least you're not trying to mirror coat that, because I can just simply punish that. Okay, that was kind of dumb of me, so yeah. Remember kids, don't challenge a Suicune counter. Oh, uh-oh. That's death. It's going back and forth, which I really like. All matches should always be that way. Ever since the Wii U version, it's always like 2-0 or 1-2. And here in DX, you could just be now, it's like back and forth in a way, which I'm really a fan of. There we go, on the wall. It's good as he's learning that Mirror Coat is not a best option against me using Aura Spear, because I can just simply use it as a trick. I thought I was not going to be able to go through the frames of that. Dang it, that didn't work. I should just use it when I have low amounts of health. That'll be a good note. Use Litten when I'm at low amounts of health, go do more damage. It's weak the leg. Ever since that buff they did to Lucario with the 2X, I kind of like sleeping people's legs now. It's kind of fun. Good read with the dash. Waterfall. Good read. Nice, raw donkey kick. I don't know how I stopped that move. Ow. Good read the counter canceling with a roar beam. Okay, I'm gonna have to burst. I don't really have no options here. It's kind of keeping me out in the way, and I'm gonna have to adjust. Aye. It's gonna have to be something I have to learn. Never try to punish your challenge a Suicune burst. Or counter attack, I mean. Oh jeez, this is gonna be a bad idea. At least that worked. Oh, why? You failed me, grab. Ah, GG. He's really getting comfortable with the fighting style and started adapting. That's key, really helpful. And Suicune is really improving a lot. Let's get on with the next one.
Round 1.
Good read. Good way of keeping me out, but there's sometimes you should use 5x at least close to your feet at least. There'll be high chances they'll prevent me from getting in. Boom. All the time I keep remembering that countering that, I just goes through my frames all the time. Ow. Yeah, I should have bone rush. I don't know why I should have continued that, but alright, I'm just gonna continue the onslaught. Okay. He's really good and acquainted with my own fighting style, but there's one thing I'm gonna have to give him a piece of advice. Show no burst fear. I know it's gonna take a while for you to develop it, but showing no burst fear is very important to know, because having no burst fear is very important to have, because if you don't give a crap about someone's burst, that kind of makes it almost to the point you're not afraid of getting hit by anything that burst can throw at you. It's gonna take a while to develop, but over some time and practice, like, I guess a good idea I would give you is like play with a CPU that has permaburst. If he has permaburst on and you have nothing, it'll make you get used to them being in their burst form and not really giving no attention to it. Alright, let's get back to the continuation of more advice I can give. See, one good idea I should have you do is just normally just do the headbutt normally. Don't try to do any follow-ups into Aurora beam upward, especially when it's up close. You don't want to end up getting caught into a bad situation. Especially this one. It's just, I think the piece of advice here in this matchup is making sure you develop that no burst fear. Because you could have took the match, you just have to make sure you not have any fear against a burst attack or a burst form character. Alright, let's continue on with Poplio.
Round 1.
I'll just show you the reason why I'm using Poplio in like another video, because I have another video to explain why I use Poplio more often in Jirachi now. Aye, raw Blizzard Punish. That's actually something I felt like gullible. Good he's zoning me out. That's one thing that Suicune has against Lucario, is that they have more zoning tools. Ooh, actually another good advice, try to use the fully charged homing attack, like the last one in homing attack in field phase, because it has anti-air properties, or air properties, meaning I can't hit you from the ground. Meaning that if I try to use Aura Pulse counter, for example, it won't work, because in fact, you're in the air, and it can go right through my counters. Good raw read. This is a good way to tell if I was going to continue punishing you or like continue like attacking you. use my burst again. So I'm starting to develop it slightly. But in a way, what I'm saying with burst sphere is that you have to make sure that you don't end up trying to push a random button. Like, if I want to think of like showing no burst sphere, I analyze my opponent's movements and patterns when they're in burst, their behaviors when they're going for all-out attacks. See what you can do to punish me when every time I go on my throat in burst form in a way. And that goes for any match in particular. Nice count, nice reset. Good. That's what I want to see. Using that counter, using the aerial counter or the counter Y, is going to end up being a very useful tool against opponents that are going to use quick hits. Because that counter attack is so quick that it can actually punish any opponent that tries to use a quick light attack. That's why Suicune has to have the best counter attack in the game. Well, if I had to guess, AJ Slash would have to be second to that because of the fact of shield form. At least you evaded the Aura Pulse when you throw that Ice Wall. You learn. If I had to get you, might actually watch that tutorial on how Suicune work. Nice read on the grab. Going all in. Ouch. Oh man, look at all that damage. Alright, down to the wire. Oh, thank goodness, I used that to beat it. Ow, not that though. Oh. Well. That kind of wraps it up there, because that's all the time we have. GG's. And good day.